Kids, listen to your mother.
Mom!
Welcome to Between Us Moms with Katie Crafts-Morg and Hallie Stevens-Drake.
Hi, guys. A quick thing before we get started with today's episode. This podcast is just me and Katie. We edit it, we book it, we produce it. So when you share this podcast or you share a clip or you join and talk in our Facebook group or follow us on Substack, it goes such a long way. It means more to us than we could ever tell you. And it keeps this podcast going. We have no funding. There's no big podcast network behind us. It's literally just us. So if you love it here, share an episode, rate us, like our content so we can keep this thing going. And with that, Katie.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a new episode of Between Us Moms. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. The first day of spring was March 20th, so today's episode is all about spring cleaning for the mama soul. Our hearts, our homes, our marriages, our lives. We're going to do a big check-in. And if you relate to this or if you want to join the convo, please DM us. We want to hear what you're going through and what tips you might have for us. But before we get to that, we're going to start with our mom slays or nays of the week. Hal, what do you have?
So I have a sleigh. I'm just really proud. Dylan is 3.5. She's going to be 4. She's more than that. She's about to be 4. And she's in preschool and they have parent teacher conferences. I never thought that they would make me nervous. And my kids are great. So why does it make me nervous? I don't know. But I think it's like people outside of your home confirming how you're doing as a parent. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
And it could go anyway. You're not with your kids when you're at school. You hope you do the best to raise them to be polite and good people and little good citizens. And, when you have these meetings, it's like, am I doing it? Is it going well? And the review was a rave, a rave review. So the teacher basically was like, Dylan is so beloved by all her classmates. She's calm. She has bounced back like nobody's business. She's sweet. She's basically just said she's a really good person. And also on top of that, he said she's really artistic. And I knew that, but he was really leaning into she has a God-given talent and we should foster that, which was really exciting. You start to wonder, you start to see these qualities in your kids and you're like, oh, what are they going to be when they grow up? What are they interested in? And when you see it at home, you're like, oh, is she also interested in this at school? But for someone else to say it, who's there with your kid every day. And I mean, mostly Andrew and I were just so proud because, there was not a single thing. I kept saying, is there anything we need to work on at home or anything that we can be helping her with or supporting? And it was just, no, this child is a good kid. And I just felt oh, yes, we're nailing it. And the truth is, some of it is parenting and most of it is just who she is. But we felt really, really proud. And Collins will be at the same school next year, which I'm getting excited about. And you and I have talked about this because it means I'm going to have some free time alone at home, which will be really liberating. It's just fun to watch your kids grow up and start to become people with interests and talents and innate things. But I felt really proud. It was a proud mommy moment.
A+ gold stars, snaps for you and Andrew and also for Dylan.
I know.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes, totally.
And also I feel for the parents who don't get the rave review at parent teacher conferences. It's nerve-wracking and I get it. And again, not all of it has to do with parenting. So go easy on yourself if there was feedback.
I always got the talks too much.
I'm not surprised.
Anyways, I'm happy that she got such a great review.
Yeah.
You made me nervous now. I never thought about having parent teacher conferences and we're not there yet. And so now I'm oh.
Do they have them at high school?
When they get a little bit older right now, she goes 3 days a week, super half days. They have little check-in things and those have all been wonderful.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking forward to meeting with the teachers like you guys do. That's a bigger step, I feel like.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm proud.
I'm proud too.
I hope
for
one day
you.
she listens to this episode.
Okay, I was just gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I'm so excited that our daughters will get to go back
Yeah.
and listen. And also, I've told you I've been journaling, and I'm so excited for one day for them to have my journal
Yeah.
and to like read into my mind. The other day I didn't really have time to journal and I was exhausted and it was a hard day. And I literally wrote, today was hard. And even that, like, I'm excited for them to like go and see all the perks and all the things that I'm loving about motherhood, but also that there were hard days where I was like, I can't even write anything right now. And for them
Right.
to get to listen to these episodes and understand what we were going through, like, yeah, that's super cool.
It's a good time
Totally.
capsule for them.
It is.
What about you?
Okay.
You had a
So
big week.
I will start with, since you brought up like the parent teacher conferences, this is both a slay and an A, but we had Kaya's first performance at school. I know Kaya was so excited for this show because she would come home every day and sing the songs, Hop Little Bunnies and I'm a Little Teapot. We would practice. And the day of the show, she just, I think, was anxious. And maybe it was because mommy was talking it up so much, like, I'm so excited to see you. Mommy and daddy and Emma are going to come. We're going to watch you. And as soon as they walked out with her class and she saw me, she started crying.
Hmm.
And I didn't know, like, do I go and I comfort her? Do I sit in my seat? But I don't want to watch my daughter crying and not go to her. So I ended up going and sitting with her class. She
Oh.
would not let go of me. Finally, when it was almost time, I was like, okay, mommy's going to go sit over with daddy and Emma. You got this. And she was like, yeah, yeah. The kids all went up and Kaya was just devastated.
Oh.
Tears. I couldn't let her just be up there. So I went to the side of the stage. And then, of course, Emma wanted to come. So then daddy wanted to come. And I was like, are we this family? Are we that annoying effing family? But like, what do you do? So Emma was then crying because she wanted to go on stage. Kaya was crying to come off the stage. And Emma is like a wiggly, gosh, I cannot wait for them to hear this episode back. Emma is like wiggly and she's tenacious and she's like me. Like when she wants something, there is nothing that is going to stop her. So I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do right now. She's crying. I looked at the teacher and gave me the like, okay. And I put her on the stage and Emma took over the whole entire freaking stage,
It's great.
dancing in the show, hopping like a little bunny. Kaya never went on. Kids are different.
Yeah.
Kids are
You,
different. And that is one of the things, one of the feedback things we have gotten about Kaya is like she just really loves her mommy and daddy. Like in the morning, she used to just go right away to see her friends, but right now she needs a little more time. Like, mommy, can you come? Mommy. It's really sweet and I love it, but I'm also like I want her to have that, autonomy and her own independence, but also I guess she's almost 3.
had this conversation with a group of women lately. It's like the only job we have as parents is to let our babies be exactly what they are
Yeah,
and just nourish that. So maybe
totally.
she's not the center stage girl,
Which is
you know?
great.
Yeah.
Totally. And that's very much more like Jason. And I also didn't want her to have PTSD of this moment. So like for future performances, if she did change her mind, I don't want her to feel like she can never do it. So I try to tell her like it's okay, we'll do it next time. It's hard when you see things your kids struggling with that you once struggled with.
Hmm.
Like I feel like I used to hate public speaking. I don't want her to have that anxiety that I had, but also I want to be able to help her through it and like guide her. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Becoming a parent is the most,
Reflective.
yes, and just really shines a light on your own like insecurities and your own shit. You see it. And it's like we have work to do on ourselves so that we
Totally.
don't project onto our kids. But yeah.
That and also wanting to protect our kids from the things that we know can hurt us or did
Yeah,
hurt us as children.
totally.
It's
Yeah.
like,
But you have to let them learn their own lessons, which
mhm.
is the hardest thing in the world. Like
Ah,
we're not even really there yet,
I
you
know.
know? Oh God.
Like wait until
But
they're
I know
like,
it's coming.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, like the
Teenagers.
friendships and dating and like all that stuff. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
not ready for it. Okay, the other thing is, and I'm just going to say this really fast, I saw Taylor and Travis together.
Yes, you went to iHeart.
I
How
went to
was it?
iHeart at a mom's night out. This is the most out of the house I've been, I think, in a very, very long time. I went out 2 times this week.
Good for you.
I had a date night. I had iHeart. I couldn't say no when I got invited. I never thought I would go back to iHeart. I used to cover iHeart and Jingle Ball and Wango Tango and all these things. And it was fun just to be a guest and see some publicist friends that I haven't seen in like ages. And yeah, I saw Taylor and Travis. They were having a
Nice.
grand old time.
Yeah, I saw your videos. You had them dancing and
Oh yeah, yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little night
that's
out.
good.
I won't take up any more of our time with that.
Yeah.
Let's transition into our spring cleaning for the mama soul. You kick us off.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about cleaning out the mental. What are some things you're doing this spring to clean out your mental space and your hearts,
Yeah. I feel
your
like this
heart?
is such a good topic because it's like the pressure to do it all versus like choosing what actually matters is a really big thing for me right now. Like finding the time for me to, yes, say yes to things. I know I mentioned this a couple weeks back, like spending time with my friends and not feeling like I'm only just a mom. I feel like that is something that's been on my heart a lot and like wanting to kind of reclaim the social butterfly in me because I am a social person and I am an extrovert sometimes. I feel like I'm an introvert extrovert, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I do recharge myself and I get a little bit of my spark back when I'm around other people. And that's just innately who I am. And so that's been something that is on my heart is just getting out of the house a little bit. The other thing is, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, it's like when I think about my mental health, one of the big things is wanting to remember the little moments because every parent that I talk to, they're like, it goes by so fast. I wish I would have XYZ written this down, remembered these moments, remembered their first favorite food or their, these first big milestones. And so I think wanting to keep track of that more has actually helped my mental in terms of like appreciating even the hardest moments because it's become like a reflectionary time for me at night to really go and think about like, oh my gosh, why was I so stressed out in this moment? Like, who cares they were fighting over a toy? Or who cares Emma threw her acai bowl on the floor? Like, that is such a blip in time, but I'm enjoying it's like helping me calm down in those moments because I'm like, this is such a special time and this is like nice to actually see it on paper and it's not that big of a deal. But I like that I have, I don't know, a paper trail. Is that
Yeah.
weird? Does that make
No, that's
sense?
great. Yeah, I think it's good to put it all on paper. I'm proud of you for journaling. It's never been my bag, but I see the benefit of it. You
Yeah.
know, it's good to reflect, good to purge it a little bit,
Yeah.
leave it there and go on to the next day.
It feels cathartic and therapeutic. What about you?
Yeah.
What are you doing to kind of clean out the mental and the heart right now?
So, a couple things. I am really pulling back from social media. My new thing is that I am trying to channel the 90s life.
Okay.
More in person, more phone calls, less keeping up with people by watching their stories. I am not looking at my phone until 7 p.m.
Oh
So
yeah.
I am just, that is a time when Collins is down. Dylan has a little bit of bluey time. And then once she goes to bed, it's me and Andrew phones away again. I am sleeping with my phone in the bathroom. We keep talking about this. It comes up in conversation over and over again. Who is our most recent guest?
Oh, Amanda Stanton.
Amanda Stan. Yeah, we were talking about, I have one of my best friends, says she's a 70s mom. She wants to live like Google doesn't exist and she trusts her mama gut. I just find that the algorithm is clogging my mental and really distracting me and taking me out of the present. So that's a big one I've been doing. Another thing is since my anxiety has been bad, I've really taken a liking to meditating again.
Ooh.
Again, it's just trying to like really focus in on the present. I have really taken a stance and set a boundary that when I'm with my kids, nothing else can infiltrate that time. It is like I've had a lot of mom guilt about feeling like I'm torn in a million places. And like
Mm.
when I'm with them, I'm on my phone trying to get work done at the same time. I mean, you and I have a weird thing where it's like we do this, but we also watch our kids full time. And then I also have a, side hustle. You have a side hustle. Like we have things that we're trying to do to provide for our family. But when do we do that?
Yeah.
Inevitably it feels like it's always taking away from somebody, and I've just had that's been really heavy on my mental. And so protecting that space and time with Andrew, protecting that space and time with my kids, I've like really carved out that boundary and I'm protecting it with my life.
Mm.
And that has been really good for my mental.
Yeah. You know, I inadvertently have also taken a step back from social media because I was inspired by you doing that.
It's
It
a
does help.
ripple.
You hear about these social media lawsuits right now that are like, you got our kids addicted. And it's so true. Like these algorithms are so addicting. And the first thing you do when you pick up your phone is you hit the little Instagram icon or the Facebook button or the Twitter, whatever it is. And then you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And it's like, gosh, there's so many better things we can do for our minds and our hearts to really like feed ourselves just
Yeah.
better and also to feed our children. I honestly am not ever on my phone around my
Yeah.
kids anymore either. I do it during nap time. But
Yep.
I'm also trying to utilize this Peloton behind me during nap time.
I had a moment where I was like, okay, if I'm at the end of my life and I'm looking back, what does the highlight reel look like? And I'm thinking, God, I'm spending so much time on my phone. And
Mhm.
like, what is my highlight reel going to look like? A montage of me scrolling while my kids are playing next to me? Like, that is devastating.
Yeah.
And it was really eye opening for me. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. And it is actually very scary when you become aware of it and you actively push against it, you realize how often you're standing in line or on the toilet, or like how your instinct is to open up social media or Amazon or whatever. And that really, but that's
Yeah.
been great for my mental and like cleaning it out. So
I'm
the
proud of you.
best.
Okay, the next thing is our identity, the old you versus the new you, kind of clearing out things from your past self to make room for who you are today. And I saw this on Reddit and I feel like it resonated with both of us. Like, when did your autonomy come back? And like, who are you today versus who were you like pre-children, I guess?
If I'm being really honest, it's not back yet, but I find and one thing I think we have to be really honest about, and that I think we do each other a disservice by not talking about more, is you will never be your old self again. That
Exactly.
that dies. And that's a beautiful thing, because what is coming in is new life and like building a family and this tiny person that relies on you. Raising children is holy work. It is so important. It's so beautiful, and it is fucking hard. But to put any sort of expectation on yourself that your life should look like it used to, you will be disappointed, because it just won't. I'm a different person. I'm less selfish. I am softer. I have new priorities. I'm less obsessed with what anyone else thinks about me. And really, all that matters to me now is like what's happening in the four walls of this house and raising these babies to be good people and growing up to know that they are like deeply, wholly, unconditionally loved.
Yeah.
And everything else plays second to that, including myself. Like it just does. And I think there will come a day, and I've asked my friends with older children, at what point did you feel like you started to feel like yourself again?
Mm.
One thing I'll say is, if you're breastfeeding, it's not going to happen.
No.
Most people say you start to feel physically and mentally like yourself, or have remnants of yourself return a year after breastfeeding ends. Have you heard that before?
I have. I've also heard when your kid is two.
Which I'm upon that. And so I will say, I see there is more room for me to do things I used to love. The encouragement I want to give to anyone listening who is in the thick of the baby life and the toddler life is that it goes by so fast, and it's
Mm,
so easy to feel like it's forever, and like you will never feel normal again, or you'll never have hobbies again, or you'll never have time for
right.
yourself again. And I encourage anyone listening to reject that inner voice, because you will miss this chapter, and it is fleeting and it is fast. It goes by like that. It wasn't that long ago we were pregnant doing this podcast. So it's hard. Something that helps is carving out 20 minutes a day to just do something for yourself, and it's non negotiable. Eventually, there will be more and more time for you. I would say I don't have my full autonomy back, and I'm okay with that. Like, I really am. What about you?
Yeah, I think the most universal thing that we talk about on this podcast is how our identity changes after we become a mom. And so, like you, I do not think that my full autonomy is back. And honestly, I don't really want it back. I struggled really bad with postpartum, I think in large part because I had this like identity crisis. I was like, am I just a mom now? Like, I am somebody who is goal oriented and I'm somebody who likes to achieve and accomplish and dream big dreams. And I think now I've come to terms with like, this is my life. This is the life that I have like dreamed of. I have dreamed of having children. I have dreamed of like raising kids with my husband, with my partner, and like having my own family. And so I think in the times that it feels confusing or like I don't have my own autonomy, I'm trying to pivot that and look at it as a blessing.
Mhm.
Like these are the things that I prayed for, and these are the things that I wished for. And that doesn't take away that I'm having a hard time with X, Y, and Z, or that doesn't take aside from the fact I'm like overwhelmed or stressed out or frustrated. I think it just has helped me figure out like who my new identity, I guess. And I think, like you said, I don't think our autonomy ever fully should come back because we are more patient. We are more gentle. We are more kind. Our hearts are more full. They're bigger, like you're just broken up into a million trillion different pieces of like love and worry and hope and discovery. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing. I also feel for the people that I see always asking, like, when am I going to return to myself? When am I going to feel like myself again? And physically, I think the answer is like, you will sooner than you even realize. I think that was one of the things I struggled with too, was like, am I ever going to fit into my jeans again? And the answer is yes. Physically, you are going to fit into your jeans are going to return. Like your hips are probably going to be a little wider and your boobs might be a little bit different. But I think your overall autonomy, like you will never 100% be who you were before kids. And I think
Yeah.
the sooner we can accept that, the better.
And I wouldn't even say accept it. I would say celebrate it.
Celebrate it. That is a much better way to say that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's again so hard, but it's like it is. I think about the moment we won an Emmy and how exciting that was and how fun that was. It was also fleeting. Now I
Right.
look at this is going to sound so dumb, but like I look at that and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But like the feeling I felt when Dylan's preschool teacher told me,
Yeah,
like that pride I will carry for the rest of my life.
totally. It reminds me of, remember when Autumn Reeser was on the podcast and she said, so often we're chasing these like external accolades.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of like when you think about your autonomy and your identity and who you were is like having those two to chase fully, like you can be so selfish in what you want and you should be. You
Mm-hmm.
should go after the things that you want. You should have big dreams. You should figure out what you want to do and what makes you tick. But it's okay to like change after you become a mom. And in fact, it is a universal thing that most mothers do is change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing. What are you doing to clean out your home this spring? Let's hear it.
I think when you think about spring cleaning, you think about decluttering. You think
Mm-hmm.
about getting rid of things in your home. And let me tell you, I am doing the most.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I am now at a point where if I see toys and I can't find their other counterparts, or I'm like, do they actually really use this toy? Do they love this toy? Are they playing with it constantly? It's going in a bag and it's getting donated for a new family. I do not want these little pieces anymore. I want to declutter. Jason and I, we realized we had turned our living room into like a child sanctuary. Like we had a tent and we had a ball pit and we had a tunnel and we had a little Barbie little people dream house and we had little pianos. And we were like, we feel like this is not the home that's making us feel calm. This is our living room and there's just like kid stuff and then we are picking it all up and just like putting it into drawers and I was going insane. I was like, I cannot, this is not how I am my best self.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent actually and I recommend this to anyone else. I bought these little like toy bag things and I organized all their toys this weekend. They all
Nice.
have a home, and if they didn't have a home or they no longer needed to be in our home, they went into donation bags and they went to our friends with smaller children than us. It was
Nice.
time for them to find a new family. So I'm doing that. I also am cleaning out clothes.
Great.
We donated, I think, 10 bags to Goodwill of things where I was like, this has been sitting in my closet for 10 years. It doesn't spark joy. I really Marie Kondoed the shit out of my closet. I'm still going.
Nice.
I am cleaning that
Good.
out. I am trying to clean out my iPhone. Why do I have 15 pictures of the same thing? Why do I have old Amazon barcodes in my phone? Why do I have pictures of like flowers from 10 years ago at a random spot? Like, I don't know. I don't need it. It just made me feel better to just like delete 1,000 photos.
Yes.
So I am very much, I also think this is what happens like right after your period when you're in that like what is it called? Your ovulatory phase, your whatever phase. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Follicular or whatever.
Follicular,
Yeah.
follicular.
I
You're
don't know.
like, I'm in that right now. And I'm like,
Mhm.
get rid of this, get rid of this. Goodbye. I bid you adieu. Good night. Farewell. And as you can even see, doesn't my room look a little bit
I
cleaner
was
than
going
it
to
has been?
say, yeah, I was going to say, I can tell you've been spring cleaning your room.
I'm all about it. I think just declutter, refresh. It'll make you feel better. Find a weekend. Jason took the girls to go get us lunch today, and I was just been organizing, getting rid of the clothes that don't fit them. That's another donation bag. So we are just
I love that for you.
bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You
What
know,
about you?
well, Andrew and I have to say are pretty neurotic when it comes to our house and clutter. So we probably once a month do like going through the girls' clothes, getting rid of what does it like we do it monthly because otherwise it just gets overwhelming. But I've been doing a digital declutter. So you
Mm,
mentioned your phone. Mine for me is my email. My email is out of control. So I've been doing that. I also have been editing our home videos. We did a whole digitize like 5 Christmases ago, and I've done nothing with it. And so I'm in the process of getting that all organized. My to do list, there have been things that have been on there for months. And I'm like, I need to clean up the to-do list because it's taking up space in my brain. It's clutter in my brain. And so I'm kind of getting to all those like annoying little tasks that honestly don't take long to do, but are annoying to start. So I've been doing that. And like all the
yeah.
little knickknack toys, we let them have it for like a week and a half and then it's off to Goodwill.
I saw this thing that was like, why on every holiday do we have to make the biggest basket of toys when it's just like plastic junk that's going to pollute our earth and our oceans? And like, why are we doing it? And then I thought that after I had literally gone to the dollar store and gotten my kids' Easter basket things of like bubbles and bunny ears. And I was like, why? So my new thing is also like, I'm not going to do it. I might get them one cute little thing that I think is actually like usable, like a little Easter dress or
Yeah, a book.
a
We do a lot of
book.
books at the holidays, like themed holiday
Uh-huh.
books.
Uh-huh. I
That's
did
good for their, yeah, mind.
brains, but no more just
Yes.
like trinkety toys. They
No,
have to go. I cannot
no.
do them anymore.
And on that note, not to go on a tangent, little goodie bags at birthday parties
Oh, I
are
don't do
full of
it.
crap, full of crap.
Uh-huh. I don't want to take your goodie bag and don't come to our birthdays and expect a goodie bag.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, same. I know. Too
It's like
much.
it's just too much. It's
Yeah,
it's a
too
thoughtful
much.
thing and I get it and I love your creativity and I
Mhm.
respect that you spent money on this and time and energy,
Yeah.
but
But
I don't
no,
want any part of it.
nope. Same. I hear you.
Sorry. Okay, the last one, our marriages. Clearing out any sort of like marriage resentment, the mother mental load that we might feel that we don't feel like our partners or our husbands necessarily feel. A reminder to be on the same team. What are you doing for the marriage in this season?
Andrew and I are coming up on 20 years together.
Crazy.
I know this July it'll be 20 years together. And next February it will be 10 years married. We are probably, I'd say, in the best, strongest phase of our relationship ever. And I know good and well relationships ebb and flow. So talk to me in 6 months, who knows? But right now we are rocking it. Our communication is better than ever. We really have a good flow and a good rhythm. And so I don't think there's a lot of need for cleaning up space or anything, but I do want to continue. And this is something I've been working on and we've talked about, and we've been a little spicy. I want to keep making room for real intimacy, like unplugged time together, deep conversation, like teenage intimacy, like cuddling, just
Dreaming together.
dreaming.
That's like my new
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. I want more, carve out more time and space for that. Keep emphasizing the romance, I
Yeah.
think. I don't think I've got to say, this is one area I'm grateful. I don't think we have to do a lot of cleaning up. What about
Oh.
you?
I love that for you guys. I love you guys as a couple, and I feel like you guys inspire me. I think Jason and I have actually done a really good job these past couple of weeks about talking about the love banks, the bank accounts that we talked about with the Freemans. Like, what are we depositing into our love bank accounts for each other, and like, what are we taking out? And it all kind of came to a head a few weeks ago. And Jason does a lot. Like, he is the breadwinner. But for me, like, my job is the children essentially. Like, my job is, yeah, the schools and the appointments and making sure that their wardrobes are up to date, that they're fed, that I plan their lunches and their dinners and the breakfasts is like, and it is a lot. And I think the thing is like having these conversations in a calm manner so that we understand where each other is coming from has been really big. And also just like, yeah, depositing. Like he has done really good this week about when he comes home from work being like, do you want to go take 15, 20 minutes? Just go decompress. And he like hangs out with them in the living room and he eats his dinner that I usually make dinner almost 4 nights a week. And he will take them so I can just come in here and have like a moment of like peace and quiet. And I can
Mm-hmm.
reset before the bedtime routine begins. I cannot
Mm-hmm.
tell you like what a game changer that has been.
Oh,
It's
good.
been like just so nice. And even like this weekend, he's been very mindful about like, I'm going to take the kids here so you can get this done. I'm going to like, I think he's starting to realize all the stuff that's I have on my plate to get done. And so I think that that's been really helpful. But then on the flip side, it's also just like taking little notes of things that he has said or I have said. So we had a date night. It was so much fun. It didn't exactly go off as planned, but we totally pivoted and it was so fun. And he loves Mexican food. And he was like, I've never been to Casa Vega. He said this like a year ago. So I
Mm-hmm.
made reservations at this like famous Mexican food place. He's like, thank you for thinking about that. Like, thank
Oh,
you for like remembering that I said that. And it's just taking little notes of like what each other has done. And before our date, he brought me flowers.
oh,
Like it's so simple. Like he went to Ralph's
yeah.
and got flowers, but it was just like the thought. And I think just really thinking of the other person has been so helpful. So if you're in a rut and you're like, are we actually talking? Are we just kind of coordinating logistics here? What is quality time now? What can I do to like make my partner feel loved? Just like little things. Take 2 minutes to think what would help my partner today.
Look at you guys.
I know, we're figuring it out. We have
Yeah.
we have what, 13 years before we get to 20 years?
Well, listen, it's
But
a
we're on our
ride.
way. We're on our way. Thinking about that a lot lately too, like really growing old with somebody. Like that is
It's a privilege.
it is. It's so special. And like that's the goal, right?
Thanks for hanging out with us on Between Us Moms.
Don't forget to follow us for more mom content and good conversations on all the socials.
We're also on Substack and have a newsletter filled with tips, tea, meal ideas, and mom stuff you won't want to miss.
And we've got a secret Facebook group to connect and talk even more.
Go find us.